I bet you guys can't guess what I'm doing. Give you a clue. That's right. I gotta feed this face, and it's in that grill. But kind of like I did last time, yes, I'm bored when I cook, and I'm impatient to wait for the food to get prepped. So while I'm cooking, I decided to play around with the monkey bike a little bit. Last time, I believe that I tried getting it to fire. I didn't really want to put a bunch of parts into the bike itself until I started into the restoration. You know, there hasn't been a freaking airplane all day in the sky, yet I start filming and they start buzzing. Go figure. So, rule of thumb, start the food, wait for the airplane to pass, then start the videoing. So I threw the bike up on the bench, one because I couldn't reach it sitting on the ground. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the flywheel back off. We did that in the last video. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace the points. And I think I might go ahead and replace the condenser. I may try the points first. If that doesn't work, then I'll pull the condenser off, which means I gotta take this off twice. But I don't know. Like I told you guys before, I have no idea what I'm doing with this. It's mechanics, can't be that bad, right? So they say. But I'm gonna put this in time lapse. I'm gonna play around with it, and we're gonna see if we can't get some spark out of this thing. I sure the heck am not putting my tongue on it when I kick it though, because then of course it would work, right? Maybe I should. Maybe that's the best way to get it to actually spark. But I already don't have hair, so a little brain damage, not gonna hurt very much, only hurt for a second. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do tonight while we're cooking some ribs. So let's check it out and see what happens. So I don't know if you guys remember last time when I did a video, there's an F and a T, and there's a little notch in the case. So in the little notch in the case, that's where the points open up. So I just put the new points in, and I didn't put a condenser in. Still just trying to do one thing at a time to see what's going on. I have that tool, if you recall, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like a grounding strap. This is actually called a feeler gauge, and you insert it into the points and set the gap, and it should just drag ever so slightly to get the right setting. So that's what I'm about to do now. Is I'm going to reach in here, I'm going to adjust the gap. You leave the screw just loose enough to grab, but not too loose to where it'll move. Set the gap, tighten it back down, and then we're going to try to see if we got spark. Give it a shot, right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. So I'm going to close the points just a smidge. Not quite enough. Getting better. That'll make this thing super easy to reach in there. I still feel like that's not really moving very much. It's hotter than crap out here today. Yes, sir. For you pros that do this, I'd like to know what the trick is, because just don't have enough drag on that to hold it. So that means I got to tighten the screw up a little bit more. Oh, went the wrong way. It's kind of backwards from where you think it needs to be. That's looking pretty darn good. Take my 3/1000. There sure isn't monkeys and footballs. Don't ask me to explain that if you don't know what that means, because it's not age appropriate. Man, oh man, this is a little more difficult than I thought, guys and gals and whoever's watching. Well, that feels good. Now if I can just lock her down. Well, we're going to give that a shot, see if we at least get a little bit of a spark out of it. No, still in gear. Still in gear. Okay, so we're out of gear. Now what I'm going to do is, on this side, I'm going to pull the plug out. Of course I put the plug in there. Maybe it was easier leaving it on the ground, I don't know. Shoot. Kind of crazy. But what we're going to do is we're just going to set the plug up here. We're going to kick it a little and see if we see any type of spark come out of it. If we do, I got to get it where it grounds so I can see the damn thing. Oop! I think it's a, hey folks, I got spark. That's all it was just the points. I got spark. This thing's going to fire up tonight. In fact, it's going to fire up right now. That's kind of cool. I'm worse than Jimmy and Jimmy's World. No, seriously. All right. Try to keep from giving you crack. Crack kills, folks. And you don't want to see the best side of me or the back side. So, just put in new points. Gapped them the best I could. I now have spark, which I was not getting before. I'm going to go ahead and throw the plug in there. We're going to tighten her up. Helps to go righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Lefty-loosey, not loosey. Yeah, you get what you pay for. Content's not very great, but hey, what the hell. Alright, so we're going to turn the choke on. We're going to turn the fuel on. Got the key on. See if it'll start. Feels like it's trying. Let me get some fuel. Hang on. I'm gonna throw some go juice in this thing. Jeez Louise. Gotta check my denim. Okay, the ribs are done, so we're gonna have to get going with this pretty quick. We're going to steal some go juice out of the airplane. It's only $7.65 a gallon, kids, boys and girls. High octane, bad mamma jamma stuff right here. Oh, I got a tank leak. That's not good. I may have to order a tank. I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to leak. But... all right, let's try this again. No, well I know I got spark. Make sure the key is. Well, heck. Well, I'll get the fuel now, I think. She's leaking around the bowl. Pull the clip off the bowl. I'm going to drop the bowl real quick, see if I can do that. Sure we got enough fuel. Ooh, this stuff's ugly looking in the bowl. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm looking at the carburetor bowl, seeing if it's a... and I will tell you, and I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this is what happens when you leave fuel in the frickin' system. It clogs everything. I'm guessing that's the problem, is it's got old gas that has tarnished. Well, that's kind of anticlimactic. Probably not going to be able to do a whole bunch with it tonight. Well, put the bowl back on it, see if we can get some fluid in it. I'm going to guess I'm going to have to pull this carb. Oh yeah, this whole thing is not really acting the way it should. Old gas in it. Alright, so got that. Got that. Got that in place. Okay, I know what the problem is. It's in the carburetor. The carburetor needs to be cleaned and rebuilt. I squirted a little bit of fluid in there. I was able to get it to fire up and run slightly. I didn't have that on camera. I had the camera off. I'm gonna pull the carburetor off maybe tomorrow and get something to soak it in, and then we'll rebuild the carb, put the carb back on, then I'll redo the video. Little bit of progress, at least it fired, so we know it's gonna run. Just gotta have a few things that I gotta fix on it. So hey, we'll get there. It's all a learning process, right? The next one will be a heck of a lot easier. Thanks for following along, and don't laugh at me too hard. I'm a sensitive kind of guy, and if you really know me, you know that I'm kind of full of crap, but you know, it is what it is. Until next time, peace.